Sir, there are a few questions from the participants. I will read them out for your clarifications.
Please.
Sir, there is one question from Mr. Mubassir. Those vendors selling the first copy goods be called as pirated copies of original ones. If so, could they be held under IP laws internationally?
Well, the question is not invoking the international IP laws. Even national IP laws will certainly apply. Whether it is the first copy or second copy, certainly they will be held liable if there is effective prosecution. They are not exempted.
Mr. Satyendra. Sir, in cases of biopiracy such as of turmeric or neem, when a traditional knowledge of an organic thing is used in developing country from ancient period is used and patented and in a developed country through R&D, how can such practices be monitored and prevented internationally?
The question is more of prevention. Since Mr. Satyendra mentioned about turmeric, then probably, if we look into the story of this, the turmeric patent, which was applied for in US by two, in fact, Indian researchers working in Mississippi Medical Center, we could prevent. It's more of, prevention, because we showed that it amounted to traditional knowledge, and it has been there in the Indian Medical Association journals right from, 1952 or so on and so forth. But the question is, there are international efforts to stop this. And please look at the work of WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization, where we come across the, fact-finding missions conducted by WIPO, especially on GRTK, genetic resources and traditional knowledge. And international collaboration is necessary. Probably penal provisions can never be invoked. At the same time, preventive measures can be taken. And in some cases, maybe WTO's dispute settlement body also was reached. But, I think there are many case studies, but international collaboration is a must, and there will be sanctions if necessary under the provisions of international trade laws.
Thank you so much, sir, for the detailed answer. There is one question from Mr. Nagaraj. Sir, is there any counterfeiting between Toyota Glanza and Maruti Suzuki Baleno? Are any guidelines have taken place?
Probably he's talking about the design, similarity in design, or probably Ms. Nagaraj is referring to the similarities in design. In the car segments, probably we have to note that something very important. There is something called cross-badging by an agreement. Cross-badging normally denotes that two companies will be producing the same car under a different name, different brand name, right? So if that is the case, then if there is an agreement, there is no counterfeiting, no violation of any intellectual property rights. You can see Nissan Micra, and one more is a Renault, Duster. Below the Duster, there is one more car. Both of them are of the same make. Design is slightly different, and both of them were produced by agreement between both of them. If that is the case, there is no violation of any intellectual property. But as far as the trademarks are concerned, they are altogether different. And design, probably, I actually don't know the arrangement between these two, Toyota and Maruti. But if there is a cross-badging, there may not be violation of any intellectual property rights.
Sir, next question we have from Aswati. It is with respect to artificial intelligence, sir. Can artificial intelligence help in catching of the counterfeits?
I think this is a wonderful probability. When it comes to artificial intelligence, I'm very sure that it can be applied in, in fact, tracing what is counterfeited and what is original. Certainly, we can do that. And honestly speaking, I haven't read much about this particular application, but I'm sure that the process has started, and law enforcement officials are the self-regulatory bodies of the producers or the traders, certainly can take care of or take the help of the artificial intelligence. Sure about it.
Sir, we can take the question from Mr. Shine regarding the darknet, sir.
Hmm.
So the question is, what about the darknet web? Like, what is darknet web and how we can control it or prevent the counterfeiting and piracy in that?
The point is, I compared the counterfeiting market to darknet, and maybe, you know, because this is something which is totally clandestine, illegal, not within the regulatory framework of any law. So many people try to, you know, take shelter behind the darknet, and darknet is especially for even committing cyber crimes, cyber pornography, cyber terrorism, cyber bullying, this kind of thing. But what I am trying to say is that the websites which we have given, we identified, they are similar to the darknet. That's what I am trying to say.
We have another question from Mr. S. Aditya. Sir, in case two people coincidentally share a same idea from two very different places and situations, for example, similar research projects are being researched around the world, and in case both the parties get success, who will be decided as the original and on what basis?
It depends on the kind of intellectual property. For example, under the trademark law, there is a provision for honest and concurrent use. So, for example, somebody uses a particular mark in Kanyakumari, and similar mark is used somewhere in Kashmir, and without knowing each other, if that is the case, then probably there is a possibility of both of them continuing subject to certain conditions. Like, you know, the one should not enter the arena of the other and all. But with regard to patents, the situation may be altogether different, because ultimately when we talk about the absence of prior art, right? So the absence of prior art is, always the necessary condition. So whether it takes place with the knowledge of or without the knowledge of the stakeholders, certainly, you know, the novelty means novelty. That is for the patent. It is the essential requirement. But for trademark, it's not the one.
Thank you, sir. Sir, is there any other benefit to counterfeit apart from monetary gain? Dr. Anil Singh asked this question.
It is a dark question from Dr. Anil Singh. I don't think counterfeiting, because many people say, I'll give a small example. Long time back in Karimnagar, there was a raid on one of the music shops, and the pirated CDs were, in fact, seized. Then the former police officer who was with the Indian music industry took these pirated CDs which were collected and went to the SP, respected, police official. Then he said, sir, we got hold of this, bounty, and look at the pirated ones and all. Then he asked, what is the price of your original CDs? He said about 49 rupees. What is their price? About 9 rupees. Then are they not getting benefited? What is your problem? So Mr. Anil Singh's question can be answered that way. Maybe the one benefit is that probably they are available at cheaper price, but look at the quality, look at the probable impact on the society, impact on the government, right? So this is the problem. So therefore, I don't see anything positive there. Everything is negative only. Counterfeiting means counterfeiting, wherever it is.
Thank you, sir. Sir, with that, we come to the end of our Q&A session. And as you are the chair professor, sir, so as a formal vote of thanks.
No, it's not needed.
So I would just like to thank the participants for being with us in our journey till now. And we other team members and staff of the IPR-Chair thank our chair professor for this nice session, and also for conducting this series. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you all. Thank you.